You most likely have heard of Alexander Graham Bell or Thomas Edison, but have you heard of Heidi Lamar? I hadn't either until I started researching about her. But she wasn't just a famous Hollywood actress, she was also a brilliant inventor who helped create the technology that makes Wi Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth even possible today. Women like Heidi Lamar rarely received credit for their ideas, and their work was often ignored, stolen, or brushed off because of sexist beliefs about what women couldn't or couldn't do. Today I want to talk about who Heidi Lamar really was, what she created, and how sexism in science kept her and so many other women from receiving the recognition that they truly deserved. So Heidi Lamar was born in Austria in 1914 and became a huge movie star in the 1930s and 40s. She was known as one of the most beautiful women at the time, but that label often overshadowed her intelligence. Outside of acting, Heidi was obsessed with how things worked. She loved learning about machines, inventions, and problem solving. But people didn't take her seriously because of her looks. They saw her as just an actress, not someone who could contribute to science or technology. While everyone focused on her appearance, Heidi was quietly working on something that would eventually change the world of communication. So during World War II, Heidi came up with the idea called frequency hopping. This was a system that allowed radio signals to switch frequencies so rapidly that enemies couldn't jam or track them. She worked on this invention with a composer named George Antheil, and together they even received a patent for it in 1942. Unfortunately, the US Navy ignored it at the time. Decades later, her technology became the foundation for modern communication systems, things we use every single day, like Wi Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. According to National Women's History Museum, Lamar's invention paved the way for secure wireless communication used globally today. So basically, every time you connect your phone to Bluetooth or hop on Wi Fi, you're using something that traces back to Heidi Lamar's idea. What's sad though is that Heidi's story isn't unique. History is filled with brilliant women whose ideas were ignored, stolen, or credited to men. For example, Rosalind Franklin produced the famous Photo 51, which showed the structure of DNA, but Watson and Crick got the Nobel Prize for it. And then Lise Meitner helped discover nuclear fission, but her male colleague took the credit. These women's intelligence wasn't nurtured, it was suppressed by a system that didn't want to believe women could also be inventors or scientists. If women like Heidi had been supported instead of doubted, who knows how much sooner the world could have advanced. Heidi Lamar is a perfect example of why women should never be put in a box or limited to one role. She proved that women can be brilliant, creative, glamorous, and scientific all at once. Heidi deserves recognition not just for her beauty or her acting career, but for her mind, the mind that made our modern wireless world possible today. Her story is inspiring because of her genius, but also frustrating because she never got the credit she earned while she was alive. The next time you connect to Wi Fi or use Bluetooth headphones, just remember that Heidi Lamar's legacy is still living on today.